what got it. These coming at me like I got blow in my pocket. Just rolled up, looking ill with my knee. When pull it up, know what it is. Pull the trigger. Me and my org, we got it. We see something, we cop it. Not a simple life, bigger options. Spit into a new province. Gotta swap the game, try to stop me. Got an IQ called Harvard. Stoned out like I'm carving. Crossing up like I'm balling. Whoa. Can I get it in minutes when I'm stopping a pennies and I was giving this today. Then I'm throwing and going like I'm showing. So when I'm shutting them on, I'm trying to blow it. A storm across society. You follow me, rise up. Together as far as your and eyes can see. Your pride will be unstoppable. We live together, untoppable. Predict the weather, can't fully know. Government's effect, it's time that we this up with us. You can't have enough. Want us to be your blood. Yeah. With this what with us. You can't have enough. Want us to be your blood. Yeah. With this what with us. You can't have enough. Want us to be your blood. With this what with us. You can't have enough. Want us to be your blood. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. How is everybody this evening? I am your host, Goose, along with the ever spectacular SPOOG. How you doing tonight,
The
man?
one and only.
The
I'm
one
chilling, bro.
and only. Yes.
How you
But
doing?
We good. Oh my god, I love how John gets banned from chat because.
Look, wait, he got hit again?
Yeah, he got hit again.
Bro, I'm telling you, John, you gotta change. Yeah, bro, it's in the settings. It's in the settings for Nightbot. Just go in the settings and then change it so that doesn't happen if you're using all caps.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, a slightly less formal experience than we're gonna be doing last time. We do have some guests coming out with us later. Who we got tonight, Spook?
So we are going to open with our guests, obviously not as of this moment, but our first set of guests, the one and only Light Wisp is joining us again with Dante. I am Dante. I don't think we've had him on yet, being that we've only had one other podcast. But after those two, we have our very own Akoi joining us to discuss some Rush Rev stuff. So,
Oh yeah, I'm super excited for
Stay tuned
that.
for
Because in case anybody didn't know, I was actually on the Rush Rev team with Akoi for quite a while. I had a ton of fun. It was a great time. Love the people there. But before we do that, we're actually going to chat about Overwatch right now because it's an interesting situation where the game came out in 2016, fell off for a while, and has finally come back, but with one less player per team and a 2 at the end of the name. So it's certainly interesting, and I have finally gotten the chance to sit down and watch some of the competitive scene. And I'm starting to spot some issues.
how do you mean?
So first off, there's this really, really good production value around it. Of course, that infrastructure was built back when the Overwatch League was announced, of course. It's really, really high budget production. The game that I watched most recently was Dallas versus San Francisco in their grand finals of the playoffs. I forget what the tournament name was. It was one of their mid-season ones. But the comps were entirely mirrored the entire time. There's the newest character, Sojourn, who is the new DPS of the lot of the 3 new ones that they put out.
I saw that.
And she's a little bit broken. She's so dominant.
Wait, is this the character with the slide?
Yeah, the slide, the Apex slide.
Bro, what is her ultimate? That is OD. Why is that in the video game? So for those that don't know, when she basically gets if she clicks on something, it drops. which it's an
Yep.
insta give.
Oh yeah.
It's
Kiriko, the new support, was also on every team. Yeah, so it was the same comp, both ends, and Sojourn was the center of that comp. It was built around Sojourn and Winston.
Okay.
Which, if you know anything about Overwatch, it's pretty evident what the rest of the team is going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be the newest support, of course, because
Kiriko.
Yeah. Funny, cute anime girl with Fox. And really, really high headshot damage on a projectile that is deceptively large and actively gives pity headshots from my testing at the very least.
So she's throwing logs, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, no, she's still insane. She's less she's less like physically broken than she was. She was entirely unfinished when I first gave her a shot. But now she's a little more fluid and actually functions. It really does. I can second this. Yeah. It's a little bit scary that Dallas and San Francisco literally mirrored their comps. And they built it around the character who is meant to build up charge and right-click somebody's head. And I did a little bit of testing with it. The projectile is massive, and yes, Mei is disabled still, which is probably because... Well, it is because she'd allow people to clip out of the map. But I think having her gone really helped these comps kind of just do their thing, because there's no like walling people off of there's no walling off the Winston who's diving your support line. There's no with the removal of so much CC and hard stuns, like Brigitte and Cass's old grenade, funny little Matt Mercer cowboy. With the removal of all that, there's these characters who had so many different cooldowns to bait out before they would make their big play.
Yeah.
But they literally took Mei out of the game. That is something that we should talk about.
Wait.
Yeah,
Huh?
no, they literally
I just was on. What happened?
She's gone. She's entirely disabled. You can't even look at her in the character in like the hero screen with all the cosmetics. We'll get to that in a second, because that leads into these comps that I've been seeing recently, which is max mobility, max heals with ranged invulnerability on a grenade, and right-clicking people's heads.
Okay.
But yes, the entirety of the comp is just to farm out charge from a Sojourn, right-click a DPS or a support, instantly kill them, and then just roll the rest of the team.
You know what I find ironic? They put this much effort in supposedly balancing the game away from being able to run like full tank meta, because if you remember that was the thing. That was always fun. Not fun.
Goats was not fun.
That was the worst experience of my life playing that meta. But they spent this much time trying to balance everything, and then their answer to counter most of those changes is just delete the character. How does that Huh?
Yeah.
Like when the hell does that ever happen?
Yeah.
In like
they
any other game where they're just like, you know what? This character doesn't exist anymore. Like what? How does that bode well?
It really doesn't, because as a consequence of just physically removing the visual of having that character in the game, people get casual players get confused about the fact that they're just missing one of their characters, especially if it's like a character that they really, really liked. But then you have issues in the competitive scene where you have people running comps that are entirely mobility, and you're missing the character who denies massive mobility and punishes aggressive dives.
Yeah.
Because you have all of these characters who move so fast, but are on a very slight cooldown. Like, Winston dives in onto you, bubbles to prevent like massive amounts of healing from happening, and then tries to kill a support and get out. May decides, no, this isn't happening. I reduce your speed by 50%. I can wall off behind you to separate you from your support line, so that way you're getting no support. Our people aren't taking any damage. We can melt you while you are slow and trying to kill somebody who you cannot kill. And then we drop the wall, and then we continue the poke fight.
So would the answer to be to disable Kiriko, since there's already other viable healers?
It's not really about... Well, I'm talking about May right now.
Okay.
I'm talking... I don't think the answer is to disable Kiriko, per se. I think the answer right now is to fix the game to a point where all the all characters are available, you know? And you also
Hear
have...
that, Blizzard? Just fix your game, forehead. I'm sure you hear this a lot.
Yeah, be sure that you're not pushing out a game that is very clearly not finished. Kiriko was horribly unfinished when I first played her.
Yeah, she felt rushed.
Yeah,
like real rushed.
She felt really rushed. The targeting on a lot of her abilities is still really bad as well. Like, I still have some of her healing papers literally just like fly themselves into walls, despite the fact that I have clear line of sight on my person. Even though like you aim out, but just the trail of it will literally just hit a corner.
So speaking of her healing papers, for those that don't know like what it looks like, so she has like these 5 notches of her little talismans that she uses, and that's what she throws at like teammates, and then they kind of right, you know what I'm saying? Accurate sounds, by the way. And they heal people, right? And they move like in a weird way. But what's the point of giving me a counter for how many talismans I have if they're just all thrown all at once? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, where was the thought process behind that? Now, for example, like if she had an ability that was like it was guaranteed to use 2 talismans, like let's say her teleport cost something to use other than to just be off of cooldown. Like, it costs 3 talismans to teleport. That means I got 2 left. So if I did try to heal, I can only heal X amount.
Yeah.
Right now, I just feel like it's wasted UI to have these fat talismans in my face to basically mean nothing.
Yeah, it's really strange. It feels like they were trying to do a lot more with it. And then they just decided, it looks cool. It gives their UI character. Just keep it in, whatever.
Right.
Especially considering the fact that they recharge instantly.
Pretty much, like
they
as soon as you throw them out, like they're back.
They're back instantly. It's so weird to me. And not only that, but her animations are not baked properly. So if you try to at first, when the game originally came out, she could not cancel her healing into her attack or her melee.
Had to wait for the animation to stop before you could do anything.
Yeah, you had to cancel it manually, wait for the end leg to happen, and then you could throw out the kunai, which is clunky and weird and feels bad. And they fixed that. However, now if you cancel the healing into the melee, the procedural system breaks. And if you do it at the right time, then her hand gets stuck in this weird, like, slow motion animation. It isn't even of, like, the punch. It's of the recoil of the punch. Because it uses the same hand. So it's just
okay. I can. I hear what you're saying, and I'm visualizing.
Yeah, the animation cancel is just busted. It's just busted. The character is not finished.
But you know what, Goose? Everything that we just talked about, just take May out.
Just take May out. Just take May out.
That's the answer, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Animation bugs, delays, the inability to do something. It's May's problem.
Take out this other.
It's May. It's obviously. You know, this is by far the.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why they took her out is because her wall was letting people clip out on the map.
Yeah, I read someone in chat said that.
Yeah. Which is like just to be expected. Like people are gonna figure that out. But also like to completely remove the character from the visible roster. What in the hell? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
I don't remember them ever doing that before in the Overwatch 1. Throwing my air quotes because that's another conversation that will probably need more than a 30-minute block to talk about. But I don't know if I agree with them just taking out May. If anything, because she's been such an impact.
Yeah.
In terms of the roster, I would have been completely content with them taking Kiriko out because there's still other viable healers that people still play and could easily work around the comp because that was the comp before Kiriko came.
Yeah. So. But also, it's like, it's just strange. I don't know why they decided to take everything with the direction that they did. Like, they took out hard stuns, and then they added a CC cleanse, which, for the few stuns that are still in the game, it cleanses that.
Yeah.
So, and that's literally at the press of a button that also is coupled to invulnerability. So, it's just strange to me. And it's like, it all compounds into this super, super optimal comp that we're seeing, which is Winston, Sojourn, Reaper, Kiriko, Lucio. That's the comp.
Lucio. Okay,
that is the comp that is being
out yet?
No, I don't really think there's going to be any way to fully phase out Lucio, mostly because he's just unkillable. And he prevents a lot of like instant death combos. But a lot of the time that's not going to matter when just a right click from a good Sojourn will kill you. There's actually a clip. Hold up. There's a clip.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull this up. Sojourn triple collat.
Okay, while you're finding the clip, on a side note, even though it may sound like we're dogging this game, we're actually trying to prepare you at the fact that we actually are looking to pick up an Overwatch team eventually.
Yes.
So if that's something that you were interested in, we actually got this little doc here. If you go there, it'll ask you some little questions and all that stuff. Fill it out if you wanted to potentially be looked at to get picked up by the org and be on our Overwatch team.
Yes.
Personally,
I am dogging on the game because I want to like it. There's so much goddamn potential in this game when it comes to when it comes to compositions, when it comes to like player expressiveness, when it comes to like the different strategies, the bunch of different game modes and everything that is around it.
Yeah.
Everything that is the game is great. It's the bubble around it that is struggling right now. And I really, really hope that a lot of these issues get properly fixed in a way that is actually coherent rather than just throwing everything at the wall, removing characters like it happened to Bastion when he had a bug with his ult, and now it's happened to Mei because she has a bug with her wall, which is to be expected. But yeah, it's a very strange way of doing everything.
Yeah. And me personally, I really haven't put that much time into Overwatch 2, air quotes. But it was a game that I always thoroughly enjoyed. I just stopped playing because my friends stopped playing, and I didn't want to play by myself all the time.
Yeah.
But I would very much like to see this game thrive in a similar manner that it did when it first dropped. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When Overwatch first was popping, oh my god, that was so much fun.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, here it is. This is Boston Uprising versus Houston Outlaws. I'm just going to send this to you, and then I'm also going to put this on the thing. But yeah, like
Yes, photo
look at
picture.
this and tell me that there isn't potentially an issue with this character, because when I was testing, her max charge right click is so big, and the hitboxes in this game are so generous that you can beam people around corners with it. You can headshot while having the vast majority of your crosshair off people's heads. Yeah, you saw that. You saw that, right?
Okay, yeah. Show this on stream.
Yeah, let me
If
add.
we can.
Yep.
I don't want to spoil it, but this should not be a thing.
It's a little
I'm
bit
sorry.
insane. It's a little
That
bit
is
insane.
overtuned.
Hold up.
There needs to be 100% cascading damage if you got people lined up
Yep.
without question, because that should not exist,
Yeah.
especially in a game that you have like such a big competitive setting. Nah. Can't have that.
I think max 2 squishies. Max 2 squishies.
Well, right. And I guess the argument would be like, oh, well, if you line the whole team up in CS:GO, then they're all gonna die to the operator. Yeah, I understand that, but that's CS:GO, not Overwatch. Like, this has never been a thing.
This game is
at
far
all.
too. It's far too chaotic to not actively line up or like passively line up. So here, let me pull this up. I'm just gonna make sure that you guys can hear this as well, because the bewilderment from like everybody involved.
Yeah.
So
After we play the clip, we'll
let's see.
pull
Here's
up
the replay.
people.
So she pops ult and then just one taps 3 of them all at once. Like just the amount of perfection that is, like, just through a Reinhardt shield. Like, oh my god. There was an argument to be said, like, the 3 of them were out of position.
Yeah.
And yeah,
but
I
again,
understand
like,
that.
something like that has not existed in Overwatch to be that quick. Like, Junkrat's, ultimate, well, you can blow up multiple people, there's that. But it's not, you can hear that coming from a mile away, though.
Yeah, and there's also a way to destroy it. This could also happen without her ulting. This could have happened just by her farming up that left click on a barrier.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Like, Sojourn needs to be tuned down, and people wanted to get Sojourn nerfed, and that's completely understandable. And I'm pretty sure there were also like pushback on that, where it's like, oh, people in the lower elos aren't gonna hit that shot anyways. But then again, you get clips like that where just you could die at any point.
Yeah, that's a bit much. Like, I understand where they're coming from to wanna do that, but in my opinion, that also seems like it's a little lazy in balancing, because you could easily just set it so like every time it goes through something, it does like half of its damage, which I would be okay with. Just rest in peace forever. Who?
Oh, she only gets target pierce on the ult.
Right, but she charges her ult so quick. Like we have to understand, like,
that's true.
How easy it is
Overclock.
for her to charge ult.
Yeah, well, it's because she's constantly shooting stuff as well. Because that it goes into another thing of like the hitboxes on, because she's not a hit scan character. She's a projectile character. So once she decides to start shooting, and she could literally off-peek the angle and somebody could die behind her. Like, you can also beam people around corners with it. I've done it. Like, I have literally tested that out. You can be entirely off a Tracer's head and still kill her.
Decent.
But yeah, it's like, I feel like having a 100 and like, I think it's 130, 140 damage pinpoint, or rather like large projectile laser on a character is just unhealthy for the game, especially when that character has insane mobility, crazy high damage regularly. Yeah, it's 130 damage.
A slide.
Yeah, a slide that recharges super quick, and a molly. This character has a molly that reduces people's movement. She's unkillable at times.
You know what? Why not give her a self-res since we've gone this far? That's the only thing she's missing.
Yeah. Well,
To be a boss.
She's like Soldier, except for the fact that she is properly specialized and isn't just kind of like this all-rounder.
Mm-hmm.
She's a mid-ranged menace that can poke you for 130 damage or kill anybody but a tank from across the map.
Right.
There is no damage fall off. I have tested that. She's like Soldier, but better in every way. Yeah. There's also no damage fall off on her regular projectile, like her left click. It's a little bit insane.
Regardless, I would very much like to see that get evened out. I am honestly shocked that they decided to pull May out of the game for, the reasons that we spoke about already.
Yeah.
I again reiterate, they should have just taken out Kiriko, as there are a multitude of other healers that could have replaced her. It's kind of like a standalone, like what May is pulling to the table. Not many other characters even remotely came close to being able to do.
Yeah.
With that being said, I guess this could be a good segue point.
Yeah.
To bring in our MVS team again. If you guys were interested in potentially joining the org as one of the potential members of an Overwatch team that we will be spinning up in the future, go ahead and fill that Google Doc out. I again don't hate the game. I'm indifferent, but I very much would like to see it succeed.
I want to love this game.
Yeah, for sure. Goose, if we want to get the tags and whatnot for every
okay, so we got who are we bringing in right now? We're bringing in Light Wisp and who's the other?
Light Wisp and Dante. Light Wisp, Dante. I'm gonna go ahead and yank him up here.
Yep.
Boom. There's one. Boom. There's two. Okay. While Goose is getting that situated,
got him up here.
Please welcome to the panel. Chat again, the one and only Light Wisp, and we have a first appearance from Dante, who's what I've been seeing has been doing nothing but popping off. How are we doing tonight?
Yo,
Hey.
it's Dante.
Dante with an O. That's right.
Yeah, with the O.
Dante, spelled as it should be.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
honestly.
actually, I always defaulted to doing an O, and I got corrected once, and I was like, "You're wrong."
Right, like
I was like, "That's just not how you spell it."
the English language has I don't
It's all over the place,
like
man. It's all
I
over
don't
the
like
place.
it, bro. Like there's so much like I feel so bad for anyone learning this language because there are so many WTF moments and why that come up. It's just
this
like,
language
what
is
the hell
really
were you
hard.
thinking? Like, why put a freaking silent letter there? Just leave it out. It's simple. Like, holy crap. Okay, sorry. That's another conversation for a different time. We are now technically on the multi-versus segment, so if you don't care about this game, well, you're gonna hear about it anyway. Not for myself, because I'm dog water at the video game. But these two gentlemen on the panel have a lot of experience and likely will have a lot to say about what it is that we're going to be talking with tonight. Now, last week we decided to take it a little bit easy and get to know the players. This week we're going to get a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a lot of bit, of information about the current state of the game and why things are happening with the patches. Now, Light Wisp, we had you a lot last week. Everybody, was loving it. I really want to hear from Dante because this is his first time on the podcast. Dante, we're going to open up with you real quick, right?
Ooh.
How do you feel the state of MVS is currently?
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
no.
That's a loaded
You're
question.
completely
That's
okay to be
so
honest
Lay it on
here.
us. Lay it on us.
Okay, just to clarify, state of the game as in like online or just state of the game as in the mechanics of the game?
I know that it's loaded, so I am going to allow you to split this into separate things. So you can
Okay.
give us the state of the sort of online and service situation that I've been hearing about, and then you can also talk about like the physical game, especially how it feels on LAN.
Gotcha.
Go right ahead.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll start with online since that's probably what most people are thinking. And an obvious elephant. I wouldn't even call it an elephant, but it's just common knowledge.
It's a literal barrier to entry right now.
Actually, yes. So the state of the game online is it's weird right now, right? Like if you had asked me this question like a week ago, I would have just said it's bad. I would have just said it's bad. I wouldn't have even really had to go too into detail with that because it's just known, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So right now, I think like literally a few days ago, they just came out with this new like network routing system. And so for the
Okay.
first couple of days that it came out, right, it was like amazing, and I can attest to this. Like I heard it was amazing. I went on and I played, and it was amazing. I played for I don't know, maybe like 3-4 hours, and I got nothing but green bars. I think I did have like a couple, like when I say couple, I literally mean two. I had two bar games, but even those were great. Like those 2-bar games felt like 3-bar games before the update.
Yeah.
And if you ask anyone, they can probably attest to that. I know I saw a tweet from Void saying how he had been playing for like 7 hours on stream, and he was like so happy that the servers were feeling that great. Now, here's where things get weird, right? So,
Okay. Lay it on me.
so apparently, people are saying the servers have gone back to normal, as in bad, the way they were before. Now, me personally, I am still getting good games as far as like when I queue, but what I can attest to is that the custom game system is still extremely broken. And for those that don't know, right, in most games, they will have like when you invite a spectator to a custom game, the way that they usually have it is either they're giving you anywhere from like a 5 to 30-second delay, so you're not actually seeing the game live, right? You're seeing like a recording of the game.
Yeah.
Or I know like Smash Bros. And I think Brawlhalla does this as well. What they actually do is they record the inputs. They record the inputs of the match being played. So when you spectate, you're just seeing inputs.
Yeah.
Like you're basically watching bots doing the same inputs as the players are doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what Multiverses does is neither of those. It just has you, like, if you join as a spectator, you are literally just joining as a 5th player.
Oh.
That's
Yeah, right. You were in the game. Yeah, very interesting. You were in the game with the other 4 players. You're just not
Lovely.
playing.
Oh.
Okay.
God.
And the reason, yeah, see, exactly. Oh God, yes,
That
the reason that that's not good is because now you are adding a 5th connection onto the already bad connections, and I don't know if this is true, but my theory is that whatever update they did for the network routing, I don't think that applies to spectator mode. So how it currently is like, you know, there's like the big thing about West and East, and if West players are playing East players, it's bad. There's also if West players are playing West players, but then an East spectator joins, because that's a real thing that happens a lot in tournaments.
Yeah.
Now that match is bad as well. And so I can say that I was playing a team that was West with me, right? It was in a West tournament.
Yeah.
Everything was good, like it usually is, and then a spectator joins, and that spectator is East, and now all of a sudden I have like a whole second of input delay.
Oh God.
So
sounds horrible.
right,
Yeah.
it was pretty unplayable. You can actually go back. Actually, no, I take that back. That wasn't a West tournament. That was actually at Make It Rain Dog. I think that was on.
That was recently.
Thursday. Yeah,
was
yeah,
Thursday.
yeah. It was recent. Yeah. So I didn't even play Superman. I was like, I'm not playing my main on this lag. Like, I'm not about to lose and then have that on my record as losing. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I just played like Stripe. So yeah, state of the game is. That's why I say weird, right? Because me personally, I think that queue games have gotten a lot better, but until they fix their spectator system or somehow apply like the routing to it, if it's not already being applied, the competitive side of the game is going to be bad, and it's going to continue to be bad until it gets fixed.
Okay. Now that was a lot of information.
Yeah,
Just
sorry
now.
about that.
Okay. No. We need it. And
Well, you
this is-
summed it
this
up
is
pretty
where
well at the end.
exactly. This is where I'm going to turn to Light Wisp. Now, with all of that information that we just got from Dante Light, how do you feel as though the patch notes are reflecting with the game itself? Because I know, like, you can have a bunch of problems, but if they're not being addressed appropriately, nothing changes. Now, I remember you saying something that the servers are reverting back to before they changed or made whatever change that they did, right? How do you feel as though the patch notes are doing on other aspects of the game? We're talking, specific characters that have been broken and still haven't been touched.
Yeah.
Things that are things of that nature.
Mechanically, how's the game doing
Yes.
right now?
I've had a pretty crappy experience,
Oh,
but
okay.
Lay it on us.
for other people it's better. I play Steven. He's got a lot of bugs. Even when I went to LTC, stuff like the bubble burst bug where you get hit once and it counts as 2 to 3 hits. That happened even then, and nothing's really changed. And quite literally every single day, it's like tech at this point. You find new bugs about Steven every day, and
I see.
Yeah.
nothing's really changed. So for me, it's kind of crappy.
Mhm.
For other characters, it's better. But the bugs are being found faster than they can get rid of them with the team size that they have.
Right.
Especially when it comes to Steven. I think
Mhm.
the bug count is like 23 now.
Are these like
Um,
game breaking bugs or just
Well, all
things
of
that
them
exist?
combined make the character really hard to play.
Oh, wait,
Like in the
23
case,
for just Steven?
yeah.
Oh my, wait, I thought you meant
That's
across the roster. Wait, hold
No,
on.
no,
No,
I
it'd be
can
way
name.
more than that.
That's
I
a huge
can
oh
number.
name.
god.
Well, Steven right now has the most bugs in the game,
Oh
but
my
I
goodness.
could name 23 of them. Like one
Hit us
being
with 5 off the
if
top.
you use shield. Okay, so number one, if you hold your bubble out and somebody hits you with a
Uh-huh.
single hit move, it could be counted as 2 to 3 hits.
Mhm.
What this means is that you can only use your bubble once, which is
Okay.
really
Oh.
bad when the whole point is you're supposed to use it 3 times.
Yeah.
All right.
The next one, if you take out Rose Bomb, one of 2 things can happen. Oh no, one of 3 things. So first, when you start up the move, Steven has to touch his gem to take it out.
Mhm.
Sometimes he touches his gem and it doesn't come out, and you have to do it 3 more times before it comes out. The second thing that can happen is it'll spawn without a hitbox, so when it hits somebody, it could just phase right through them. The third one, and this one's a lot rare, but it happens. Rose Bomb can hit you instead.
Wait, hold up. Wait. You're getting hit
Oh
by your
my
own move?
god.
Yeah, no, I've
Please
seen
send me a
clips
clip of
like
this. Do you have one on hand?
Cap gets jump scared because he gets up aired, and then he gets knockback stacked by his own Rose Bomb and dies.
No.
And then the fifth one is if you use down B on a destructible surface as Steven, and it breaks as you take the down B out, you lose all your options. You don't have any more jumps, any more moves, any more dodges. That's it.
Oh.
So
You
it
go
could
into what
instantly
is
kill you.
practically special fall. In a
Yeah.
game without special fall.
Right.
Yes, yes, that's pretty much what happens. Well, that's 5 off the top of my head.
Okay, well that's quite a bit. Dante, how do you feel about that?
I mean, that's
That's
that's just unacceptable.
that's devastating. That is
I feel so bad, like getting hit by your
It's-
own move.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's a flex. I won LTC when my bubble would barely work.
right. And
Let's
speaking of that,
go.
I actually
The
have
land action.
the patch notes. I believe it was from the 8th that dropped here, and I'm looking at Steven. I'm not seeing bug fixes.
No,
Like-
they did not. They could not get to them. I think some of them are like too complicated for them to do in one patch.
Mhm.
I'm honestly not sure. We have a joke now that Steven is not expert because we can't figure him out. Steven is expert because you can't play the character because every 5 seconds there's a new bug.
Yeah.
So
That is
you're
so unfortunate.
basically playing with a handicap. That's actually pretty memeish,
Yeah.
but I love the respect.
I love the dedication to the character.
Mhm.
But that
No,
definitely
when he gets bug fixed, it's gonna be a buff.
Yeah, just
True,
being
true.
default Steven is unfortunately counted as a buff.
Yeah,
because
season
of it
one
being on
Steven. Season one Steven was the worst character in the game. You know how he got buffed? They fixed the character.
fire. Right, they put him back to base form. Now,
Jesus.
with that being said, it sounds like the game itself is, like any other game. There's always
Yeah.
something going off on the side to potentially raise hell and set the building on fire.
Yeah.
Dante, I know you play Superman. Okay, I know you play Superman. Are there like 23 bugs that I need to know about with Superman, where you're getting hit by your own laser or something?
No, definitely not. Offhand, I mean, I can't really think of any bugs, honestly. The only bugs that I would maybe see are most likely due to servers. Sometimes people can like slip out of my grabs,
Okay.
but that's never happened to me on land, so I just assume that that's a server thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So what I'm getting is server stuff is biggest bugaboo, and then each character likely has some other
Yeah.
bugs of multitudes of things that are not being helped by the fact that the servers are on fire. Now, this is I think we asked Light the same question. But just a little bit about you, right? Obviously, you play Superman. Which character would you consider your best matchup?
Ooh, my best matchup. That's tough.
Hey, Steven, and you're
It's
capping.
no, I don't know. It's hard because I feel like, and I don't know, maybe this is a sign of good game balance, but when I think about the characters, like me fighting another character, there's always like, oh, I need to watch out for this, or I need to
Yeah.
watch out for that. Like there's always something that I can kind of complain about. I could tell you my worst matchups are probably Jake and Arya, for different reasons. But even the matchups that I do like maybe like I'm comfortable going into Garnet, right? But I'm sure like a lot of people would say that. So I don't necessarily know if it's the matchup or maybe because she's considered like the worst character right now. I would say normally maybe my most favorable matchup would be like Iron Giant.
Okay.
But that solely depends because there are certain Iron Giant players out there that I would never want to play them. But I would say for a normal IG, right, like a non-advanced top player IG, that might be my best matchup, maybe. But
Yeah.
again, I'm sure a lot of people would say that about IG because they can combo him really well.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. That's tough. I would offhand I'd probably say like Garnet or IG, but again, it's very player dependent.
Yeah.
Fair
Okay.
point.
Okay. I can see that. Do you
How do you
think
feel
that
about Black Adam?
Oh yeah.
Real quick, Dante.
Ooh. Okay. I think he does have a lot of potential to be good, and I've seen certain players be good with him. I think as far as his place in the meta, it's kind of weird because the truth is that the current top tiers, like Velma and Jake, they're just a lot easier to play. So it's like, why would I spend all this time in the lab to maybe be good with Black Adam when I could just go play Velma in a day and then go enter a tournament with her the next day?
Makes
That's
sense.
fair. That's fair.
Goose, what were you gonna say?
How do you think this speaks towards the longevity of the game? Like how, because they were pouring a lot of money into their tournaments quite early, which definitely spelt some really really good things. Like Evo, the booth was popping off despite the fact that they didn't have like a full main stage tournament going on. Like they did quite well. The booth was packed.
Yep. Evo was amazing.
Evo was so much fun. I had tons
I
and
was
tons
there.
of fun there. Yeah, I got to meet like a ton of people who were drunk as hell, and they were wheeling me around the venue. It was a great time. But going from there, where MVS was kind of at the top of everybody's radar, and then coming to now, do you think it's going to reach those heights again, or is it going to start petering off?
Oh man. Well, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Light Wisp? I feel like
Oh,
I don't want to doomsay the game, right? Because it's like,
Yeah.
like again, if you had asked me this question last week, I would just be like, I don't know, man, it's looking pretty rough. But then this week, it's like, well, they did just put out all these improvements. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Light?
uh, so I'm gonna be real and keep it 100.
Do it.
They're in a tough spot. They have the
Yeah.
expectation of Nintendo quality, right?
Yeah.
Or like Brawlhalla quality, right?
Right.
A 7-year-old game because it's Warner Brothers, so you would expect good quality, and especially because it's a live service game. And ever since Fortnite, people have like kind of lost patience.
I can
There
see
has to be content every week because the biggest games do that because they
Yep.
have the money to force people to do that.
Yeah.
But this is not that way. It is not Warner Brothers creating this game. It's Warner Brothers giving, in
IPs.
retrospect, for them, a small amount of their money to this indie company to make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're in this tough spot where, sure, they could have like delayed things more and maybe tried to make things better, but things get worse if they wait, and if they don't wait, things get worse because they don't come out right. So
Yeah.
they're kind of in the spot where, the server fix, that was probably the best chance they had
Mhm.
because it came out and people were like, "Oh my god!" Like, and like suddenly there was a lot more interest in the game. Like Void came back, he's like, "I could see myself playing this for 10 hours," that kind of stuff.
Right.
So clearly, if the game was stable, people would want to play it, but it is never stable. So it's reaching the point where people they don't really want to give it another chance because it's like, "Oh, well, I come back, then what? It stays fine for like a day, maybe two, and it explodes again."
To backpack off of what you're just talking about, the market right now for the gaming industry, it is more cutthroat now than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Like just looking at Twitch, and obviously this isn't the only streaming service platform out there. 600 viewers total for multiverses. That is
On average.
Yeah.
that is so much lower than where this was at, like when it first was getting popping. And this is
Yeah.
a recurring thing. Like even like let's use like a game that
All guys.
yes, so that's another perfect example. Like obviously games go through phases, right? Like nothing is ever just up and it stays like that. Like you're gonna have plateaus, you're gonna have dips and all that stuff, but gradually over time you will see more progress if you are appropriately running your business not into the ground, right? But with games that are in this weird gray area of a very particular audience and almost an acquired taste, you don't get that same comfort like you would like Call of Duty dropping. Like Call of Duty could drop,
Yeah.
this one's
Yeah.
IE, but people are still gonna play it, right?
Mhm.
Overwatch 2, another good example. I mean, people weren't too happy about them just re-releasing the same game essentially,
Yeah.
but guess what? People are still gonna play it because much to your point that the multiverses devs are getting siphoned Warner Brother money, not dumped Warner Brother money. There are so many different angles that they are already fighting an uphill. So when you get those moments where you fix a server and then all of a sudden, all eyes on you again, you do not want to mess that up. Because the
Yeah.
more people get beat down, the less patient they are with dealing with the same crap.
Yeah,
That is
and
the
it's especially
unfortunate truth.
I think especially with the fact that Multiverses is pretty much a direct competitor to Brawlhalla, because
Yeah.
you're not gonna take Smash down. That's
That's here to
the
stay.
platform fighting game, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can't really take that down. Their
Mhm.
main competitor was Brawlhalla. They had a ton of pros being like, "All right, I'm done with Brawlhalla. I'm going to Multiverses."
Right.
Like even my duo, Sandstorm, right? He's
Mhm.
like, "All right, I'm done. I'm going to Brawlhalla. Better game." And he keeps he along with a bunch of other players they wanted to go to multiverses because when it was stable it was like amazing
Yep.
but it kind of reaches a point where it's like, well, what's the incentive of staying here if Brawlhalla is like the more stable game,
Yeah.
even if they have moments where everybody hates the game,
Yep.
like BCX came around and boom, everyone was back on it, right?
Mhm.
And multiverses just can't do that because it doesn't have the money to, and it doesn't have the stability to do that because it's got the standards of a 7 to 15-year-old franchise
Yeah.
with the backing of a grassroots company.
Yeah.
That's risky business right there.
Ouch.
That is
So
It really is.
super risky.
you know, I don't blame the struggles that they have.
Yeah,
And,
like Player
okay.
First has done a genuinely amazing job for an indie studio as well.
Yeah,
I don't really, especially considering like this is one of their first games.
correct.
I
Correct.
honestly, this could have been so much worse. It could have
right.
been so much worse.
You know, on the flip side of the coin, obviously, yes, it always could be worse. But, you know, because the market is the way that it is now,
Yeah.
like you don't get the same second chances that, some of these earlier companies, when they first were jumping off, got away with, because
That's
people
true.
want instant gratification, just like what Light was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be pumping. And if you don't have the money to satisfy these, little kids, because that's what it is, right? Like the need for that dopamine, the dopamine hits, the likes, the views, it's popping. If you can't sustain that, then unfortunately you're just gonna get overshadowed by all these people with deeper pockets.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, either one of you can take this question, or you both can answer it. Despite everything that we just talked about, how do you feel the transparency is between the company and the player base?
Mm.
I would say. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna say the same thing. The trend. I'll keep it real. Like the transparency is probably the only reason that most of us are still here.
Okay.
Like if we didn't have Tony,
Mhm.
and if he wasn't replying to everything that he does, and just putting out all these tweets, letting us know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm sure most of us would have just abandoned ship. I mean, I personally would have. I would have been like, the servers suck.
Yep.
These bugs suck.
Yep.
Like this game, I don't know what's going on
Yep.
with this game, and I don't have any type of reassurance that it's going to be fixed in the future. So I would have been gone already. Tony openly acknowledging these things is what keeps me here.
Mhm.
I know for the longest time, the servers were like never addressed. They do a really good job. They, as in Tony and PFG, they do a really good job responding to everyone's concerns about like bugs or character balance, content, stuff like that. I remember Tony even put out a tweet, just straight up said, "What skins do you guys want in the game?" And he actually took our suggestions. I put out a Justice Lord skin for Superman, so
Okay.
hopefully that gets in. That'd be hype.
Yeah, that'd be pretty hot.
But you mentioned servers, and it was just nothing. It's like PFG just had the word server, like if multiverses and servers are in the same sentence, like muted, like they just can't see that. But
Yeah.
but obviously recently, they did come out with the network stuff, so they're very aware that the servers are an issue, and I have no doubt that things are gonna continue to get better.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, if it wasn't for this kind of transparency, yeah, I wouldn't be here. I think a lot of pros wouldn't be here. I think the game would have, I know there's like all the memes about whether the game is dying or not, but I think the game would be for real dead if
Right.
they didn't have this transparency with its players.
Because right now there's
Transparency.
still like a lot of really loyal people who are chilling because of
Right.
the transfer. The
Absolutely.
It's still got for like fighting game terms.
Mhm.
It's still got technically a successful player base. It's not as successful as platformer fighters because those are I don't know, they just have some sort of appeal to them, right? So like
Yeah.
Brawlhalla traditionally has 12 to 17,000 concurrent players at any given
Yeah.
moment after BCX. And outside of multiverses, the next biggest game on Steam is Tekken with 2K.
Yeah.
And if Brawlhalla had 2K players, oh my god, everybody'd be saying it's dead.
Yeah.
And multiverses kind of goes from like 2.5 to 4K. So it's not that it's doing bad. It's that it's not reaching that breaking point that successful platformer fighters like reach.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, as we've said, is because of the servers. Like we didn't even the pro players, we didn't really know the inner workings of stuff until we like talked to Tony and the other developers. And so it's not really I don't really think it's a bad thing, but I don't really think it's a great thing when only the pros really know what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of stuff where it's like I feel like a roadmap would really help the game, but at the same time, I think it could be just as bad because they struggle to put things out, and when they do, it's normally it's delayed and rushed at the same time. Like they would want more time, but they still had to put it out, and then it becomes an unstable situation.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna backpack off of what you just said, Dante. After I backpack off of that, I have one question for you specifically, Dante, because Light already answered it. It's gonna be the most important question of this entire segment. We'll do some closing thoughts from Goose, and then we will plug you both, and then we'll transition over to the next part. But as you were saying, putting out something like a roadmap is very risky to do, right? So imagine this, right? Your parents decided on your 18th birthday, you know what, Dante, we're going to go ahead and get you a car, right? In this catalog are going to be any of the cars that you've told us that you like and want, right? Come your birthday, you're like, okay, mom, dad, I want this car. And then what happens? They flip the page and said, okay, Dante, what we forgot to tell you is some things came up. So what we had to do is we have the same cars here, but we changed it to the very same day next month. Are you okay with that? You go, mom, dad, you know what? I love you. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Next month goes by. Same thing. Oh, we flipped the page, some things came up, and then now we got to move it back. That right there is how some of the biggest games have literally killed themselves. Because
Yeah.
when you put a roadmap in front of your player base, you automatically set an expectation. And nobody on this planet likes to be upset when they have a expectation that they didn't even want. Right? The transparency, as you spoke about, it's needed. I'm glad that this supposed Tony individual has been up to par with that, but it is very, very risky if you ever decided, you know what we're gonna do, we're gonna put up a roadmap. Because here's the biggest caveat to that roadmap is you don't even know if you can afford to pay your employees by the time you even reach a certain point of that roadmap. Like your company could go under, and then you really get memed on at that point, right? So, short burst goals is what I'm assuming is going to be happening with multiverses. I'm very happy to see that you have individuals such as yourselves repeatedly, playing the game, being god tier at it, and it's individuals like yourself among anybody else in the community that is staying that actually make a game. You can have the best game in the world, but if your community is dog water, I don't want a part of it.
True.
Right? So keep being you, keep being nice individuals, being open, transparent. If you're having a bad time, be open about that, because that's valuable feedback to any company. You know what I'm saying? Who cares if you got 100 pieces of feedback that's all positive? Show me the negative stuff, because that's how you learn, right, from your mistakes. I know that was a lot of banter to one response, so I'm gonna go ahead and lead to my very final question before you plug your stuff. Dante, pay attention now. It's coming. All right.
All right, I'm ready.
I don't like. I tried to emphasize this is extremely important, but I gotta know: waffles or pancakes?
Oh man. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
pancakes.
Mm-hmm. Ah,
No,
yeah,
no,
ah!
no! You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to say both.
Okay, like
You're supposed
realistically,
to say
my
both.
answer is French toast. All right, but that wasn't one of the
Oh!
options. No.
Nope, pancakes or waffles. My man said pancakes.
I literally
sir.
thought about it. I was like,
Yeah,
which one of these
yeah.
two is closer to French toast? And I felt like it was pancakes, so I
Yeah,
said
give us
pancakes.
Good answer. Good
give us the
answer.
tier list. Where do each of these fall? So you got French toast up front. You got
Yeah, stop.
yeah, and then
Okay.
what? And then you got pancakes, and then you got waffles. Is that how it works?
Yeah, they're bottom.
Got
That's
it.
a W for me. All right, so I'm feeling great. Goose, you have any closing thoughts before we plug the boys?
Not really. Unfortunately, like I do after like working in the industry, at least for a little bit, even with my like sort of disjointed experience within Rushdown, which is coming up next. It definitely is just kind of one of those things that happens where you're trying to push out content and then technical problems show up that you only had a certain budget to fix. And
Yeah.
I don't mean budget as in cash, I mean budget as in time. Because when you're pushing out a character pushing out so many characters so quickly, especially in a game where compositions are meant to be thought of and developed, in-house as well as by the community. Like you have to think about different compositions when you're designing a character. I think they might have to slow down when it comes to pushing out characters and instead work on some of the technical issues that they've been running into. Whether or not they'll be able to do that is negligible.
To be determined.
Yeah.
But
let's
With
plug
that-
let's plug them in.
yes,
Let's plug
Yes.
these.
Dante, Light, we appreciate you coming out. Dante, where can we find you, bud?
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on here. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on TikTok. It's all the same handle. It's Dante, my name, Donte, and then please after that, PLS. So it's Dante, please, and all three of those.
All right, Light, what about you?
It's at just Lightwisp on Twitter and then Lightwisp on Twitch.
It has been a
Yeah.
pleasure. We again thank you for taking the time because I talk a lot, and I just want to thank you for putting up with my annoying voice. I sound like I'm 12 years old, but I'm 31. I promise you. We look forward to seeing what happens with the the multiverse scene. Good luck on any events or tournaments that you got coming up. I know you were doing some stuff earlier, Dante. Whether or not you were unsure whether or not you were going to be able to make it, but. It is always a pleasure. We hope that you've been enjoying your stay at Atlas Esports. Light, I know you're relatively new. We already spoke about that last week, but it's more than exciting to have you aboard. And whenever there's multiverses topics, I will definitely be reaching out to one of you to potentially make another appearance on the panel. All right?
Yeah, sounds awesome. Thanks again.
Awesome,
All
thank
right.
you.
Yes. Take care.
See you guys.
Later.
Hey, see. All right. Sorry, I'm distracted at the moment. I am reminding. I have ADHD as well. Don't mind what I put in chat, but I
What
need
is
to.
the pancake and waffles?
Don't worry about that, Akoi. So, with that, no breaks. We're going right into the
That's
next
right. We have a
segment.
koi on now.
Yay!
We are pivoting over to speak about Rushdown Revolt, an upcoming platform fighter made by the
Man.
Vortex team, headed up by Keiko himself. And with us on the panel, Goose, is that a wild Akoi that I see?
It is indeed one of the. Yeah, no,
Akoi.
like girl, you've been killing it recently. Like you got on the Rush
Really?
Rev team, you got on here, you've been.
I'm not on the Rush
competing
Rev
into-
team.
Well, you were for a little bit, weren't you?
No, I never was. I've just always worked closely with them.
Oh shoot.
Look at
Okay.
this. Look, Akoi got us all swindled.
Yeah, you got
had
me
so
straight
much
tripping.
effort, you thought she was a part of the damn team. Okay.
Genuinely,
yeah.
are you not like Vortex alum or some shit?
No, I'm not. I've genuinely never been a part of Team Vortex. I've just been close with the dev team for quite a while.
Okay,
Ever
okay.
since I started playing, actually.
Yeah. No, because I remember having you around when I was there as well. But
Yeah.
we're here to talk about Rushdown Revolt.
So don't mind me. I keep messing with my chair. I'm pretty sure I broke it earlier today because I tripped and my chair caught me. And well,
Oh damn.
unfortunate there. It's seen better days. But
How many
With that
things
being
is this
said-
man gonna break on
look,
podcast?
my window gets blown out. Like I'm dodging glass. I'm tripping. Gravity has got me in its grasp. Look, it's a rough, but the show must go on. Okay,
The show
show
must go on.
All right, look. Now, if you are unfamiliar, Akoi was representing us in the most recent Rushdown tournament that was held on the TNS channel, which is Tampa Never Sleeps. I was up there. Your boy was up there casting. Had a huge turnout, and Akoi
yeah.
actually took second place. And
Yeah.
up until that point, she was breaking necks and upsetting a lot of individuals.
Yeah.
Akoi, talk to me about that. How were you feeling about it?
Honestly, I didn't expect to win, or I didn't even expect to like outplace my seed.
Mhm.
Then I saw, oh, I have Architect. Yes, I can win that.
Mhm.
The only people that are losing or that are winning against me in tournament are those that are drastically better than me.
Mm.
Erda cheats. Erda cheats. And also, Erda Raymer is a very heavily Erda favored matchup.
Yeah, it's true.
Architect had to like be so much of a better player than me to
Mhm.
even like have a chance at winning.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I can be Pipeman, I can be G Free, I can be uh no, Architect obviously, and then Bubby's
Mm.
Raymer as well.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So, for those that don't know what we're talking about, there is a character in Rushdown Revolt called Erda. It would just be your standard grappler, if you
Sorta,
will.
yeah.
And Raymer would be like a projectile person.
Yeah.
They
He's
do a
sort
lot
of like
of
a
shooting.
yeah, he's like an all-around character with an emphasis on projectiles in his advantage state.
Voiced by
However,
the
in his
one and
neutral,
only
he
Steve
uses...
Bloom,
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Spike from
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop.
That
Yeah.
was where Raymer's original concept was inspired from. That's where the original
Right,
Raymer
right.
was.
Back in Icons,
Yeah, that
Mhm.
was
the cursed game.
that.
Yeah.
That was forever ago. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a real long time ago. Fun fact history, Icons is Rushdown. It's just rebranded and
Yeah.
made significantly better.
And some more lore. I actually played Zana and Raymer.
Oh
in,
my God.
Icons.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I took a game of Hyperflame once.
Okay.
Nice. Let's go. Let's go.
That was a peak of my Icons career.
Hey, it's showing right now. So I mean, more power to you. Now, before we pivot to possibly some science behind the game, right? I wanted to talk
Right.
about your headspace during grand finals. Where was it at, and what do you feel like you can improve on?
Okay, so I fucking folded to Bubby.
Okay.
Whenever I was losing, it really just boiled down to Bubby's executions way more consistent than mine, and two, I have a worse execution of any top level player. Period. The only reason I'm not winning is because they take like four interaction wins to kill someone. When a normal person. Oh, is there echo?
Yeah, there's a little bit of echo.
Why is
I have a compressor on it, so it could be a thing that only I'm hearing at the moment, but
I'm gonna turn my sensitivity up then.
it's all
can't
good.
hear
It's all
anything.
good.
Because I do have headphones on, but they're open ear.
Got it. That
Is it better
that makes
now?
sense. Well, we'll see as time goes on. You get one going.
All right. So, one, the Erda Ditto's pretty hard, and two, I've played more sets versus Bubby in tournament than anyone else has. Period.
That's right.
Back when me and Bubby both sucked at the game, we were in my first tournament even. He was the person I met in Grants.
Nice.
Yeah. And we did play the Erda Ditto. Erda's probably Bubby's best character. It's just that Erda's also not the best character in the game, and Bubby's really good fundamentally. You can pick up anyone and do just fine.
Yeah.
Which we saw with him beating Architect and the Raymer Ditto, and Architect is considered to be like the best Raymer right now. But so like going up against that, Bubby being sort of fundamentally better than me, but being like generally less creative of a player.
Right.
The reason I'm more creative than him, or sorry, because I'm more creative than him, I was able to eke out a couple of wins in the set. I lost 2-6, but like those two games that I won were because like I was like doing some quick adaptations on the fly.
Right.
That
Right.
would have let me win.
Mhm.
The reason I lost mainly is just my execution. He could hit the triple fair.
Yeah, that was
The double fair into burst bait 50-50 into
Yeah.
fair
That
again.
is so gross.
Yeah, that's why he won.
Yeah.
That's a really good engine for Erda. And
yeah.
I don't do that because it's not that like I think it's scrubby or whatever. I just never bothered to learn it.
That's fair.
And holy shit, that game 6 was a heartbreaker, or sorry, that game 8 was a heartbreaker. for me, because that interaction was supposed to be me winning, but like I mistimed my bear or something.
It
That
looked like it was supposed to hit, but
Yeah, it looked like it was supposed to hit, but I just got grabbed out of it.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
Might be some Z-axis stuff. You never know.
Yeah.
could be. But with that, I guess that makes like a decent segue point to talk about, stuff like that. Like, how do you feel as though Rushdown is treating what beats what with the game? Because
Okay.
sorry, go on.
Oh no, finish your thought, then I'll talk.
Okay, yeah. So for those that don't know, Jesus Christ, I need to go to sleep. For those that don't know, Akoi Brain frequently posts on Twitter like a bunch of scientific knowledge involving not just Rushdown, but other games as well. But specifically Rushdown, Akoi will break down like why something is happening, if you do this, and then like literally type out all of what's happening as you are seeing it. And I find that very interesting. But yes, by all means, how do you feel as though Rushdown has been doing recently with their fixes with what is beating what in terms of the characters?
Yeah, so I think for the most part they've been doing fine. Projectile interactions are where the game kind of struggles with consistency at the moment. So if you like picked Aang and did Totem Toss,
Yeah.
trying to get like a melee attack to interact with that and not accidentally trade is very hard.
Yeah.
You could say the same for Valora's Cannonballs, Raymer's Orb, less so now than before. They put out a new bug fix to fix that.
Right.
Then other things like Reyna's Kunai, Ezzy's Abraxas, Mortar Balls, and Boomerang. Those are all pretty difficult to contest. Not even because they're like meant to be. It's just the hitboxes are that jank.
Yeah.
And then finally Zerong Beyblade, which I don't know why you can even trade with that move.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that
love that
should.
That should just be like that should be transcendent.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. I feel like it should be transcendent with a few fringe cases.
Yeah, like versus other super projectiles, so to speak.
Yeah. So with the
send you something DM really quick.
what you sending me?
So
Passing notes in class?
yeah, just so I know that they just
Yes.
put this little trailer or whatever out for the Smoke and Shadow stuff.
Yeah.
We wanted to throw that up just to give people an idea of what it is that we're talking about. If they are tuning in, to the VOD itself and they've never heard of this game, giving it a little pizzazz might help, and then we can kind of talk as it's playing. But what were you saying, Goose? Before I cut you off.
I was gonna say I want to get over to I want to talk about Ashani. So yeah, we're just gonna like let this kind of play for a little bit. So we do have like the new mastery systems and all that, which is really bloody cool. This was actually stuff that was meant to be shown in the beta, right? But then ended up getting pushed back.
Yeah.
Because I was super excited for that. Oh yeah, that's right. Alfie and Galler have their new models. Yes.
Yeah, they have their new models. And
oh my god.
So there is a sad thing about that. So all of the legacy skins are gone permanently.
Really?
There's a reason for that. Yes. So because the Icons team, which is a completely different team from Rushdown Revolt.
Yeah.
You guys know this, but the people watching might not. So Icons was made by Team Wave Dash, and Team Wave Dash there's no one from Team Wave Dash on Team Vortex, which is who is working on Rushdown Revolt.
Yeah.
Team Wave Dash's coding was literally worse than Yandere Dev, so, also known as Yandere Simulator. The coding in Icons was that fucking bad. It took the only reason it's taken this long for Afi and Galu to give her new model. I was talking, or TrueFire told me this. One of the main reasons is because Team Wave Dash coded Afi and Galu so bad that there needs to be like a dedicated scientist to dissecting exclusively them. And changing anything about them can break the game entirely.
Oh wow.
There were also a few other, I think, legal issues that I don't know enough to go into, but yeah, they were a very interesting case to talk about, like within the actual like dev conversations. But yeah, oh my
but I
lord.
think most of the old skins are gone, or all of them actually permanently gone, likely because bringing them back would break the game.
That's fair. And that is
that
that
makes
only
sense.
for Afi and Galu, or is that across the board?
Yes.
Only for Afi and
Okay.
Galu. Okay.
Only for Afi and Galu, but the vault. So the retro skins is what I'm gonna call them now, or vaulted skins. I'm gonna use it interchangeably.
The vaulted, yeah.
Those skins are only unlockable for a set amount of time, like now to like November 17th. And if you aren't playing the game from those dates, you don't get access to them ever again unless they sell the vaulted skin pack or whatever they're planning to do with that.
Yeah.
So now it's like the only time you can get it.
Got it. So I'll be sure to boot
Yeah.
it up again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
So with that, I know Goose, you said you wanted to talk about Ashani.
yeah.
I
Ashani's a war crime.
yeah.
Ashani!
They changed her so much, dude. It's like as soon as I get comfortable, they're like, psych,
Yeah, well,
Got
it's
him
because
again.
the
switch it up.
like the best players just break her instantly.
Yeah.
she's in a weird place. So Ashani is really easy to pick up, but she is one of the harder characters to be consistent with at a top level, I would
Yeah.
say. The only people that have done it are like Anderson and sort of Bubby, but not really.
Yeah.
And then Pugsy back when Ashani was pretty much a completely different character.
Yeah.
And like the reason she's been getting changed so much is because of a lack of cohesion with certain moves. Because we know which ones are constantly being changed, and it's Nair and Side Special.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the only two moves being like changed consistently throughout the entirety of the patches. And it's because they didn't really like have a place in her kit
Yeah.
other than to be better jabs.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, and now they actually serve a purpose that isn't just lol, I'm better jab. The previous Ashani Side Special did 24 damage total. Each hit did 13 and then 14.
Forgot about that.
And then the second hit would spike, and then the patch before that it would set up for an infinite a reaction tech chase vortex similar to melee Sheik down throw.
Yeah. Which is like cool, that's fine, but not
broken.
in Rushdown because
not in
there's
Rushdown.
so much movement to react.
Yeah, there's so much movement to react to. Teching in this game is garbage.
Yeah.
it's just not fair.
Yeah.
So with Rushdown, again, for those that don't know, the ability to rush is kind of the focal point of the game, hence why it is called Rushdown. Akoi, do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so this game, it's the entire gimmick of the game is you get spark by hitting the opponent or spawning, and that spark resource allows you to cancel your moves using movement tools. For the most part, you're going to be doing it with rush, but also grounded normals can be jump canceled or special move canceled. Landing aerials can also be jump canceled during their landing lag. Yeah, and upon canceling, you spend that resource. Yeah, it's a very movement. What?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say personally, so for someone that doesn't have a lot of platform fighter experience, being me, I had a blast with this game.
Yeah.
Like
it's
this is very, very fun to jump
The
into.
FGC
especially-
loves Rushdown Revolt.
Oh, absolutely.
It is super fun to play. So with the end of that video that we just kind of put up on stream, there was a woman that looked very similar to Akali but not related. Her name is Reina. Akoi. Now I know we've talked many times about this off stream, But for the VOD, go ahead and give me your thoughts on current state Reyna.
Okay, so Reyna has received numerous irrelevant nerfs that do not address any of her core design issues. I'll say that much. I
Okay.
think she's the best character in the game right now. Tied with Ashani, maybe ahead of Ashani. But so she like she's a stance character, right? She has a chain stance and a blade stance.
Right.
Chain stance is supposed to be like her combo stance, and then blade stance is supposed to be her like, or all of her kill power is relegated to. And
Got
the
it.
most recent change to her, they made it so a side special is no longer a kill move; it's a combo tool now. So it'll like, yeah, so it does the same like hit stun effect as the new Ashani side special, where it like kind of just freezes them, then puts them in like in an actionable tumble state.
Yeah.
That's like a unique one where they can't do anything; they can't even attack.
So it's an electric and Godfist, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like it pretty much, but the hit effect is that. So Reyna is very movement heavy. Her side special, she can she latches onto a surface and then she'll just go to it. If you angle it down to go to the ground, she conserves her momentum from sliding or from grappling into like landing. So it's a really cool movement option.
Yeah.
She can angle it upwards to grab onto the wall to recover, or onto a platform to like get a really neat position above her. Then she has kunai. She throws a needle that is very difficult to react to, and she can angle it up, down, or forward. And upon hitting the player or their shield, it'll pop up in the air. In like a angle that varies based on a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
But the crux is like it's in the air. When kunai's in the air, you can teleport to it by tapping neutral special again, and then you get your kunai back. When it's on the ground, if you hit it, you get spark from hitting it, but your opponent will also.
Oh,
if they decide to hit it. Yeah.
If the kunai is lobbed back up in the air, does that mean Reyna can now teleport to it because it's
No,
airborne?
she can.
She can?
She can. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why you don't want to do it.
I see.
It's kind of messed up. It's especially messed up in chain stance because the way kunai affects the game is basically because of how current kunai works. If it's on the ground and she's in chain stance, she almost always has better access to hitting it as a spark generator tool than the opponent does. And if the opponent hits it, she gains a movement option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's scary. That's really scary.
It's scary. And
God.
like if they hit it towards them, then they're getting mixed up for gaining spark. Because what happens now is I can teleport to it an up special, and her up special is a teleport command grab.
Yes.
If you've ever played Flash 2 Goku, it's pretty much that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Also, it swaps her stance for free, so she doesn't have to build meter.
Only on hit though, but yes.
Yeah. But funny story about the kunai is when I was doing testing for the character, there was a bug where the kunai wouldn't kill you, were it to hit you in soul points or a final hit, in like critical state. So Ollie Wonder spent 45 seconds bullying me with that move. Bullying me with that move in the middle of an 8-person free-for-all. We were the last two alive, and he just humiliated me in front of the 20 people who were in that playtest.
Savage, bro.
Yeah, I have a testing Reyna story too. Now that you mention it.
Oh god. It's
Okay,
so
go on.
funny.
So Russian Revolt, Keiko specifically flew me out to SmashCon, right?
Yeah.
He flew me out to SmashCon for the tournament, placed 5th. But day one of me being there,
Mhm.
I was on a setup with Levi, and we were just playing friendlies during
Love
the
Levi.
Nintendo 64 combo contest.
Mhm.
I managed to time him out with just Rada up special.
Oh no,
Why are you like this?
that is.
By accident.
Oh my god.
I still time people out by accident with Rada.
Why?
Okay. So
How do
with
you
that being
time?
said,
There are 7 minutes on the clock and the game is
timing-
so fast.
Prox and I were talking about this on the TNS tournament. That strat that you were using against Frosty
Crazy.
or Freezy, not Frosty, Freezy. Mad respect. Both Prox and I were
Brody
talking
fucking
you
deserves
up.
it. He picking
We were-
Rada into me, thinking
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be the lamest I possibly can.
So
The whole reason I won that is because Frieza doesn't know how to shield pressure at all with Reyna. If he knew,
who the hell has been doing that strat against Freezy? Let's be honest, like no one's doing that.
yeah, Food Knight had a better chance against me with that tournament.
Right.
If
And
I was more scared of Food Knight than Freezy.
Yeah, I think Prox and I actually made a comment about that initially. Like we were basically saying that like Freezy better make something happen because Food Knight's looking like the better Reyna. But for those that didn't know, Koi was using like a stall tech, just a guard stall tech, and
yeah,
was
just
like,
push walk forward. And
Push walk
I'm going to
forward.
yep.
no aggression, no nothing. You gotta come to me. You come to me. You get bopped up, and I go right back
Yeah.
to being planted. In some people's eyes, it's extremely toxic. I personally don't have
He
any problem with
deserves
it
it.
because I'm a Tekken player. Kings do that all the time.
They deserve it.
It's normal for me,
Dude,
especially.
it's the worst matchup in the game.
Oh yeah, I bet. Like
Okay, so
dealing with
Erda,
it's hard.
okay, because of this has been fixed now, but
Mhm.
prior, so like during TNS and prior tournaments,
Yeah.
Reyna had a bug with her ECB where during certain throws, i.e., all of Erda's throws that aren't up throw, they would teleport Reyna downwards pretty much and making her immediately either tech or face into the ground, denying Erda of any of her normal combos out of throws.
Oh
Oh
my.
my god.
So not only is it like kind of bad, it's like playing Tager before Continuum Shift. If
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
ever played Blaze Blue.
Yes.
Where you
okay.
just don't have combo.
Yep. That's just no combo game, no nothing. Good luck,
Yeah.
basically.
You can't do shit. Actually, you can do shit, but after she gets in a green band, you can't do shit off of Rose anymore.
Oh,
Because
okay.
in blue, because of the ECB bug, I could just reaction tech chase you from blue to green free.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The scaling doesn't matter because you're teleported into the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you
no-
end up being forced to make it happen, and then Erda has a funny cancel on her side B, so she can literally just react and continue the combo.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, so like I don't get combos off of Froze, but I do get to reaction tech chase wobble you until green. But after that, I just have nothing except up throw.
Still
That's
overall
funny.
extremely fun to watch. And if you wanted to give this game a try, this game is free on
It's-
Steam. Rushdown Revolt. Actually, some exciting stuff happening with this game. Not only involving your boy, but in general, they're actually gonna be at DreamHack Atlanta. They got a
Yeah.
prize pot of $10,000, and your boy's gonna be there casting that game. So if you're going to DreamHack, feel free to say something. Akoi, again, we are going to go ahead and pivot to the very last question, and we'll allow you to plug your stuff. But I just want to give Akoi a shout out. Akoi's been working her ass off with all of the other admins in Atlas Esports from behind the
Absolutely.
scenes, taking on the responsibility of doing all of the YouTube stuff. Be on the lookout for all of the highlight stuff that she is going to be doing, as well as the VODs for the podcast, and another of an amalgamation of things that Akoi is doing, because she's good. She's very good at what she does. And now, Akoi, the most important question: pancakes or waffles?
I'm a pancake fan.
Yeah, let's go. I'm telling you, Goose, we out here.
we out here. We out here.
We are strong.
We are we
Yeah.
strong.
Oh yeah, there's also Genesis 9 happening, another 10K prize pool tournament. I will be there.
Oh, I
yeah.
gotta get out there. I gotta get out there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So lots of very very fun stuff. Also, on a side note, we as an Atlas just dropped a TikTok that you might want to check out. It's involving Rocket League. I
It's
actually
glorious.
made a song using only Rocket League sounds, minus the piano that I used for the melody. But that is definitely something to check out. Also, another thing to check out is Akoi. Where can we find you?
All right, so I am Akoi FGC on all platforms. There's no variation in it. Yeah.
Okay, well that's short.
Yeah, look
straight
for
to
a
the point.
Koi FGC.
Yeah.
Definitely highly recommend you follow her on Twitter because again, she drops all types of helpful knowledge. I think I've learned more from McCoy's Twitter posts than I have actually playing Rushdown. Let that simmer for a second. So
Oh yeah.
again, feel free to check out all of our sponsors, Rogue Energy, Empire, King Queen, and now recently Jerky Pro.
Yes.
We got links to all those in our Discord. Definitely join that. I'll go ahead and plug the
Yeah, hit them with the
link for
sponsors,
that.
and then I'm going to. I'm just gonna make sure that things
Sponsor.
get finished up here. So yeah, I will have the graphic for Jerky Pro on our funny little thing down there soon. Just need to get the right graphics for it, so way we can figure out what we're gonna do with it. But be sure to join the Discord because it's an amazing place. Like I literally see John and a bunch of the League of Legends guys chatting it up in Captain Chat right now. People are super active in here. We are a very active and circular community. We're always sure to give back to each other and everything along those lines. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great evening. I've been Goose. If you want to hear more of my funny voice, I'm congested as hell right now. But I'm going to be going on Tampa Never Sleep's Rushdown Revolt tournament tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. EST. And then I will be back on stream at 9 p.m. with my lovely Spoog for Atlas CSGO Team Black. They're playing against the National Rifle Association, I kid you not, on DE Nuke. So
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's actually going to be really exciting. I believe that CS:GO Black Team is 4-1, right?
I think they are, yeah.
Yeah, they've been putting in work. Don't get it twisted. Just because we haven't been doing a lot of shoutcasting for their games, they've been putting in a lot of time.
Oh yeah.
With that stuff. Obviously, I don't want to hold you guys too long. You know where to find me, SPWOG on all platforms. We got a lot of stuff coming the org way. A lot of good, cool ideas. We got a lot of stuff. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just look at me. Hey, look. A lot of stuff coming. So pay attention when I say that. Again, I'm gonna circle back. We are looking to pick up players that are interested in being a part of our Overwatch team, Apex Legends, Call of Duty, Halo, and potentially other games that we don't even really have.
I think we're looking to get into some Omega Strikers, so we're probably actually going to try to get it on stream at some point.
Omega Strikers as well, yes.
Yes. I plan on maybe doing a few extra streams here. I have some ideas, and the players are going to hate me for it, but I'm going to have fun. So, we will see you guys very, very soon. Spoog, is there anybody who is currently streaming that we could raid?
Looking right now.
I bought you all this time, man. I bought you all this time.
I was looking while I was pitching.
Damn.
Yeah, I was on it. Look, but some people don't have streamer mode active. Another thing, if you're a content creator in our org, right?
Oh my God, turn on your
you want to
streamer
get
mode,
noticed,
please, for the love of God.
please turn on stream the streamer mode on Discord.
Yes.
It makes your icon purple, so when people click on your name, it populates your stream, and then they can just go to your stream that way.
Yes.
I highly
Oh my
recommend
God.
doing that if you want to get recognized within the communities that you are in. 9 times out of 10, if I have people jumping in my stream, it's because they noticed that I'm streaming through
Yeah.
Discord, not
Yeah.
because of the notifications on Twitch. And I don't think anyone is live
Oh shoot. Okay.
from our team. So, with that being said, this is something that we should also look for. Let me look all the way down here. Nobody. We might go in random. Wait, hold on. Who is we got Wiz live.
Wiz? Semi.
I don't think they're a part of the org, but
Yeah.
they are in
They're
the
not-
Discord.
Yeah.
So they're a part
Close
of the
enough.
part of the community. That counts. So we got Wiz77. I'm gonna send you the
Yeah, that's
Send
a
it-
multiverses player.
Multiverses. Okay, perfect. That that leads right in from what we were doing. Perfect.
So any closing thoughts while we're getting this raid prepared?
No,
From either
just
of
be
you?
sure that you guys are staying tuned because I've got some stuff cooking. I'm going to make our players' lives a funny little hell. Like my plan is to take people and throw them into situations which they never thought possible. It's going to be great. We're going to have fun. They're going to hate me and I will laugh. So,
Oh, another thing again, Goose, feel free to keep doing the raid stuff.
Go
We
right
got a charity thing going on right
Yes.
now for the Mission 22 stuff for all the veterans, you know, the suicide prevention stuff that Amy is handling with or within the org. Definitely check that out. We actually just recently added a mission to our merch line.
yes.
To assist with that. So if you have any like veterans in your family and all that stuff, and obviously this is a big problem.
Yeah.
I don't know the statistics, but I think it was like 20 some
22
odd,
per day.
veterans take their lives every single day. That is insane. That's a lot of people, bro. So I already put money into this. This is something that I really care about, is because I've lost friends of my own for this very thing. So I'm gonna drop the link for the merch on that. Also, you can find more information within the Discord. For the full charity event, or reach out to Amy specifically.
Amy or John. John will have John will be able to give you guys tons of information on it. He's the one who showed us about it today. He was really passionate and dedicated with the whole thing. But I hope you guys have an amazing evening. It's been a ton of fun. We're gonna raid now. I hope you guys have a good one. All right, raid's gone, and that is a. Thank you for watching. If you want more content like this, then be sure to like, follow, and subscribe, and follow us on our TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram.